what is the right use? And there are many ways of describing it. The right use of money involves its utilization for the largest benefit, to put it most generally. It can include that you use it for yourself, for your comfort, for your home, for your enjoyment, for others' enjoyment. All of these are acceptable. It's not a question of morality. Very often we think a right use of money is when I give it away for the benefit of X, Y. When I don't use it for myself. That's not necessarily the right use. The right use is when it is put into use that it grows to the maximum benefit of all. Now the all may even be limited to your family, but still it must benefit all. When it is so used, it thrives and it increases. And you see here the symbol traditionally, this thriving movement we associate with certain grains of rice or wheat, where a single grain planted blooms and bursts out into hundreds of grains. That's the movement of growth of money power that she enjoys. Second, she, like any other power of the life force, grows by flowing. If you hold the money, lock it up in a box, then she withers. If you channel the money in flow, it grows. And this is the reason why you will find that those who hoard money very quickly lose and fall into poverty. Whereas those who apply it, utilize it, invest it, whatever word we use, so that it circulates, tend always to receive more. So we understand this principle, the flow goes out and comes back, and goes out and comes back. And this brings us to another principle, that money naturally grows in rhythms and two phases, the flowing out and the returning. And the psychological attitude for each is different. When the money flows out, she wants to flow largely, generously. When the money flow returns, she wants to be valued and cherished down to the smallest detail. Now here is the mentality of the accountant, that he is worried why this 1 paisa is not matching. You might say, why are you being so picky? Just round it off somewhere. He says, no, I must get my books exactly balanced. This attitude of cherishing every tiny piece and taking it in, she enjoys that because she is valued. On the other hand, when giving out, she must flow generously, flow freely, not being hampered and bound, otherwise she can't flow. So there's like a throwing out and then a return, like a rebounding force, doubled, and again a throwing out and a doubled rebound. But if you apply it the other way, if while throwing out you become penny wise, then it sticks and does not build the momentum of the flow. If in receiving you become generous and say it doesn't matter if it doesn't come back, then again you lose the rhythm. So you see how it's a double attitude, generosity and stinginess, but in the right rhythm, in the right context. If you're stingy in both, it doesn't grow. If you're generous in both, it doesn't grow. So it requires a kind of a psychological training and a particular relation with the money power that allows you to flow with her, play with her. And this brings us to, perhaps I can give an analogy here. The need for flowing out and in is very similar like the life force when we breathe. You have to breathe out and you have to breathe in. If you hold your breath, you suffocate. If you blow out and hold your breath, you still suffocate. You have to go through the cycle. This brings us to one more aspect of this power. She wants to be cherished. She wants to be enjoyed. And here we come to a crucial problem, particularly in the present context. Unfortunately, over the years, we have learned to associate money power with guilt. I have seen many businessmen, having made their fortunes, they may still comment, one day I want to be free of all these attachments. I don't want to have anything to do with money. Money is not good. I am polluted. And that's a false understanding. Money is not a negative power. Money is not a polluting power. Money, remember, in its origin is a divine force and must be cherished as a divine power. The reason why India fell into poverty during colonial rule, in its extreme, but it had already started before that. The reason why India fell into poverty is because somewhere along the way, we rejected money as unspiritual. We rejected power as unspiritual. But both of these are distortions. Power corrupts, they say. Yes, surely. But even knowledge can corrupt, even skill can corrupt. Anything in excess beyond your capacity to hold, patrata, we say. If you do not have the right competence, it can corrupt, surely. Why only blame money or power? Surely these also can corrupt when wrongly used. So the correction for us should be right use, not wrong use, not rejection of money. But during a certain phase, which we may call the ascetic phase of Indian spirituality, we labeled money and power as undivine. And we must contrast it with the earlier phase of values in India, where we cherished money as one of 4 aspects of the divine manifestation. The first aspect of the divine manifestation is Maheshwari, vastness and knowledge, wisdom. The second aspect is Mahakali, the tremendous power and force of dynamism by which this knowledge is expressed in life, overcoming obstacles, breaking opposition and resistance. Third is Mahalakshmi, plenitude, fullness, opulence, of which money power is an aspect. And the fourth is Mahasaraswati, perfection, beauty, down to the most fine detail, mastery of all skills. And always in India, under the inspiration of this Vedic vision, it was the complete manifestation of all 4 aspects that we saw as the divinization of life.